Hi, I'm John Townsend, and with me again is Michael Dragoo, and he's bringing us another one of these very interesting egg recipes.
Yes, this one has anchovies.
It's going to be fun. Thanks for joining us again on 18th Century Cooking. So, buttered eggs, Michael, where is this recipe from?
Martha Washington's A Book of Cookery.
Okay, and it kind of dates...
This is from her first husband's family, and that dates from the early 1600s up to around 1800.
So a lot of them are 17th century.
Yes.
And they're a little bit more difficult to interpret, aren't they?
Many of them are by weight, not by measure. So it's.
And not a lot of directions necessarily.
I picked this one because there were no directions.
So basically, this is another one of these experimental episodes where we have to kind of figure it out as we go. This is definitely going to be fun. What are our main ingredients?
Well, anchovies.
Anchovies. I love anchovies.
We're flying under the radar here.
I don't love it.
Eggs, anchovies. There's a sauce that's beef drippings that we're introducing into it as well.
Whoa, that sounds like good. So, Michael, how do we get started on this recipe?
I'm going to walk over to the fire and start warming up my beef sauce.
Okay.
If you want to start whipping up the eggs.
I'll whip up 2 eggs.
Perfect. So to get this gravy going, this is more of the running juices of a rare roast of mutton or beef. It asks for an anchovy, and that's what I'm putting in, a half an anchovy, and I'm going to mash it up. She says to melt an anchovy in the gravy, and I'm going to find out what that means because I've not used anchovies before. To this, we're going to add a tablespoon of butter per egg. We're using 2 eggs, so I'm using 2 tablespoons of butter. And lastly, I'm going to add my eggs. The anchovy, it is breaking up and it is dissolving in here. I was surprised. I thought I'd have little chunks of anchovy I was going to have to pick around. Also, patience is necessary. You've got to just do this nice and slowly. You'll burn your eggs otherwise. Then I'll season it with a little salt.
Well, Michael, this smells good, but I'm interested. You're worried about the anchovies in
I
here.
really don't like anchovies.
What we really need here, of course, is nutmeg, which she calls for.
She calls for nutmeg.
Right.
And the viewers demand nutmeg.
That's right. Got to have a little nutmeg on here. I'll give you how much nutmeg do you like?
I like nutmeg. That's good.
Okay, there we go.
That's good. All right,
Ta-da.
let's get this over with.
Woo! Let's find out.
All right.
I love the smell of the nutmeg.
I love eggs. The gravy was excellent. I'm just wondering what the anchovies do.
Well, these eggs are perfect. The anchovies don't stand out at all.
No.
They're wonderful.
No.
It blends right in there.
When we were
As
talking,
she says, it melts into it.
it did.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what do you think?
Well, when we were doing the prep and we were all talking, one of the guys who tasted it said it tasted like Worcestershire sauce, and there's anchovies in Worcestershire sauce.
Right.
It does taste like that. I think I could have gotten close with just some Worcestershire sauce in my scrambled eggs.
That would be cheating.
Yeah, it would be.
But this, the blending of the flavors, the eggs, of course, worked out really well. I really like the gravy in there. That is, well, you can't go wrong with a bunch of gravy. So it is wonderful. It is wonderful.
I brought this in not expecting to like it.
Yeah. And we put this on toast. She didn't necessarily call for that, right?
She didn't call for anything. It's just an egg sauce. A buttered egg sauce is all it's titled.
And the nutmeg, I think, mostly is aromatic in this, really.
Yeah.
I mean, you smell that nutmeg.
And that broth has got a lot of dimensions to it.
Yeah.
I didn't add any veggies or anything. It just calls for the drippings of a loin of mutton or beef. I used beef.
Tremendous.
It's the drip. Yeah, as you're slowly cooking over the fire, you're collecting the drippings, and that's what that sauce is. Taking my 4th bite of something I didn't think I was going to like.
There you go. Well, I want to thank you for bringing
pleasure.
buttered eggs and this whole, bunch of recipes. Wow, excellent stuff. And I really, this is a lot of fun. I mean, we really get to test these things out. Something that, you wouldn't make it like this today.
No, some of them were so simple, but we've lost that simple, using ingredients in a simple, sensitive manner instead of always overload.
Let's overload it and let's use special ingredients. There was nothing super special here,
Nope.
but a wonderful set of flavors. And it is so much fun to experiment with these things, to try them out with other people, to go to a different events and try them out. It's tremendous to be able to experience these things in a historical context.
If we had used duck eggs instead of chicken eggs for all of these recipes, they would have tasted entirely different. They would have looked different. They would have tasted different. So please experiment. If you have any ways of getting different types of eggs, they were using all sorts of eggs of the time period.
I want to thank you for coming along with us. As we experiment, we taste these things, we smell these things, we savor the flavors and the aromas of the 18th century.